Oh. Good morning and welcome everyone to Innovate4Health Hackathon. As we are living a period of rapid change and driven by innovation and technology, these kind of innovative hackathons will give us opportunities to discover and adopt new technologies to cope up with the change and overcome the current and future challenges of our medical field and beyond. The hackathon provides a platform for students to share their ideas, promote innovations, and develop new skills. First and foremostly, I would welcome the honored chief guests and the professors, the staff members, and the stars of today's event, that is, the students. So let's begin this event auspiciously with a song that soothes the mind and is welcoming. Here I call upon Akanksha to present the song.
Thank you. Thank you, Akansha. It was mesmerizing to hear the song. So now to begin, I would like to call upon Dr. Deepak Chavan sir.
Let me introduce Dr. Deepak Chavan sir. Dr. Deepak Chavan is working as an Associate Professor of Surgery and IT at BLDE University, founder of Seva Hospital. Expert in laparoscopic and robotic surgery with numerous awards including a Mother Teresa Gold Medal. Published author and innovator with patents in medical technology. We are glad to have you here, sir. I welcome you, sir, to talk a few words on the introduction of themes and rules of hackathon.
A very good morning to you all, and welcome to all budding innovators, entrepreneurs, right? Whatnot. In future, the words, terminologies may come up in this field. And I do welcome the mentors for today, and they are the guiding force for you all guys, because even when I started my journey in this, I was the same like you, but some of the mentors did help me to sail in this innovation system. So I'll not waste much of my time. So I will be introducing you what exactly the hackathon does mean to us. A hackathon is an intensive event where the participants come together, collaboratively develop innovative solutions to specific challenges, often within a limited time. These events can focus on a variety of themes, but when centered on health, they aim to address pressing issues of healthcare delivery, patient engagement, and wellness, and even more. So let me go to the key elements of an health hackathon. One is the collaboration. The second is the challenges. The third is mentorship. The fourth is the pitching. I'm not taking deep into it. I'm just giving you a highlight what exactly it is. And my slides are just only 8 slides. Okay? So what does this collaboration does mean to us? The participants from the diverse backgrounds like developers, designers, healthcare professionals, and entrepreneurs work in a team to brainstorm and build a prototype. Right? So this is collaboration. So hackathon is first part of hackathon is collaboration. The second is the challenges. The organizers present specific health related challenges that participants can tackle, such as improving access to care, enhancing patient experiences, or creating tools for health support. So these are the challenges that have been thrown to you or can be asked from your side to build the challenges. The third is mentorship. This is very important. See, generally we start swimming, but until and unless a trained coach is there, it becomes very difficult for us to know what type of stroke or what type of swimming I'm doing. So experts in healthcare and technology provide guidance, helping team refine their ideas and navigate the complexities of health innovation. This is mentorship. The last part is the pitching. What exactly this means? At the end of the event, the team presents their solution to the panel of judges, showcasing their prototypes and the impact that they could have on the healthcare landscape. So here you are going to present in the pitching formats. Last is the prizes and recognition. Winner may receive prize, mentorship opportunities, or support to further development of their ideas. What are the benefits of this hackathon? And feel lucky that you are all here today. At least when I was there, this was not there. But because of the vision of our principal and the team, really you are enlightened, and I hope all our chief guests are going to give you so much of encouragement that from tomorrow only you start thinking of innovating things in our sector. The first is the rapid prototyping. What are the benefits that I'm talking about? Rapid prototyping, here the participants can quickly turn ideas into tangential solutions. Okay, you have got idea, so hackathon will give you a good base solution. Second is networking. Hackathon facilitate connections among professionals and foster collaborations beyond the events. So after this event, you are not left alone. If your ideas are very good, you can connect to the mentors who have come here, so they can improvise your ideas and skills and can give a result. The third is the innovation. By bringing together diverse perspectives, hackathon often yield creative solutions that may not emerge in traditional settings, so which are not available in the market. It might be your own unique things. It brings awareness that these events highlight critical health issues and inspire ongoing conversation about health innovations. So to conclude, I'd like to say a health-focused hackathon can be a catalyst for change, driving innovation, and inspiring participants to continue developing their ideas long after the event concludes. By fostering creativity and collaborations, hackathon contribute to the healthier future through impact solutions. So, bring ideas. To end up, I want to say you, I generally get ideas whenever I'm taking shower. It can happen in around 30 to 40% of students here. So by the time I come out and I get a phone call, I forget. It happens with me. I'm not telling it happens with you. So what I generally do in the bathroom, initially I had put a board, okay? So I started writing with a permanent marker so that I remember it. Then later, I started recording it. I carry my mobile. So when I get an idea, I start recording that I should start now preparing something, a drug delivery system, because recently there was a problem that whenever I ask a patient to take 1 teaspoon of syrup, what is teaspoon in India? And what does the poor patient below poverty line know about a teaspoon? So, thought of making correct 5 ml, 10 ml, 15 ml spoons to deliver the drug. So, these are small things which we can, and ideas. Whenever you get ideas, please record them. Keep it in your mobile. It's not that the same day you start thinking about it, but whenever you're free, you can think about those ideas which have come to you. So, this is what I want to say you is innovate and execute. Fine. Thank you very much. And I hope all of you will enjoy this event. So be punctual. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And so now I would like to request Dr. Arvind Patil, sir, to facilitate Dr. Deepak Chavan, sir. Sit. iPhone will only speak. So now I would like to call upon Dr. Ajit Guruswamy, sir, upon the dais to talk few words on the presentation on problem statements. Start.
Let me introduce Dr. Ajit Guruswamy, MBBS from Ramaya Medical College, PGP in Healthcare, Finance from IIM Bangalore, ex-entrepreneur at Hospicare, investor at MedProdigy Innovation, founding team at SIA IVF, SIA IVF into acquisition of Brownfield IVF Clinic, currently having 4 IVF clinics across India. Co-founder, Kind Fertility, which is a digital platform promoting and creating awareness regarding egg freezing and at-home fertility test. We are glad to have you here, sir. I welcome you, sir.
I can log in through my WhatsApp also. It's easier, I guess. Hmm? ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಕಳಿಸಲಿ ನಮ್ಮದು ಲಾಗೌಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದು ಬಂತು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ವ್ಯೂ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ರ Hi. Fortunately, I'm not a trained lecturer, so my presentation is very crisp and it is very short. And it took me less than 1 minute to make this presentation because it was AI generated, thanks to the ChatGPT and also AI-based PPT makers. But it took 10 years of experience to put in the keywords. Yeah, so what is the problem statement? So when it comes to any startup, so without understanding the problem, you cannot find a solution. That is basic common sense. So when you identify the problems, you have to break it down into a clear-cut format and clear-cut points, and you understand the problems exactly how it is and what it is and who is facing it, so that you can derive a solution. Yeah, so most important is to have a clarity in problem statements and also relevance to the market needs. So is it necessary and is it needed at this point of time is very important when you are understanding a problem statement. Focus for startup strategy. So is it a possible startup? Is it a possible scalable business is also a very important point. Driving product development. Does your problem leads to a product development which will lead to a solution? And aligning the team efforts. Will you get the right team and the right group of people to get to the solution phase? And the most important, and attracting investments. Without money, without the vitamin M, you cannot do most of the things. So if it is not scalable, you will not get investment. So the problems and the solutions should be scalable. Yeah. To make you understand, I've taken 2 examples. One is a healthcare startup, one is a general startup. So when it comes to a general healthcare startup, I've taken Practo. Who all know Practo? Okay. So Practo is an online platform where you can see the listed doctors in your particular district on your particular geography. It is like just you open a Google and you search on the Google restaurants near me and you get a group of restaurants, list of restaurants. Like that, Practo gives you the doctors around you, the ratings, their feedback, what exactly is their specialization, where are they available, what time are they available, and you can also book an appointment. So especially in metro cities where the life is busy and the patient load is heavy, so without an appointment when you go to a clinic or a hospital, it is highly impossible because the turnaround time, the waiting period is very high. So how did the practo people think about the problem statement? Access to healthcare. So everything is digitalizing, everything is available on online platform. So even the healthcare and doctor appointment should be available on healthcare digital platforms. And also market demand growth. Because of the COVID, the online consultation, the telemedicine has increased drastically, especially in a financially independent and educated class of crowd. And data analytics. So data is the new fuel, as everybody knows. So data analytics and rating of the doctors, and also turnaround time, what is their qualification, everything is a data. Platform development. Everything is available in a single platform. You don't have to go back and forth to different platforms. Telemedicine. Telemedicine is picking up slowly. People are welcoming telemedicine. So human touch is not really necessary for all the diseases and morbidities. So when it comes to Swiggy, how many people know Swiggy? Wow. So you know a healthcare startup less and the general startup more. Yeah, I understand it's B2C market. So business to customer, so everybody are customers, everybody wants to eat. Yeah. So I think most of you know how they would have thought problem statement about Swiggy. Okay, you want food to the hostel, you want food to the, wherever you are, you get delivered. So it has made you lazy, that is different. So yeah, how did they think? Streamlining food delivery. So previously, I think Domino's used to deliver and very few restaurants, local guys used to deliver. But you did not have a full-fledged scale of all the restaurants in a single platform. Rising consumer demand, the taste buds wants more and more, and you want more varieties. Customer experience focus. I think you would have experienced if the food is not good, or if it's cold, or if it is bad, you get the refund for sure. At least you used to get the refund. So robust logistic network, the turnaround time. If they tell 20 minutes, if they tell 30 minutes, it is delivered on time because their logistics is very strong. The delivery boys, the partner restaurants, the cloud kitchens, everything. So intuitive app interface. I think most of them would have used the application. So it is a very easy to use application. Yeah, since it's AI generated, I also need some time to understand. So, yeah. So there is an increasing healthcare demand trends. Over 60% of the healthcare professionals anticipate a rise in the deal volume. So that is the patient load is increasing day by day. So also there is a robust market response to emerging needs. I think it will go to the next slide. So consumer behavior in the food delivery platform. Brand loyalty is very crucial. You will not go to Tom, Dick and Harry applications. You will go to Swiggy and Zomato because you trust it more. And also increased technology use, tech-enhanced consumer. Everybody has a smartphone. Everybody has an access, thanks to the Geo also. So the digital the data penetration, that is the internet penetration has increased to tier 3, tier 4 cities also. Customization trends. So everything is customized to the user end. So the user experience is increasing better and better day by day. So key takeaways about the problem statement. So having a clear-cut problem statement and identifying it and understanding is the rule number 1. Adaptability based on insights. So you get to brainstorm. So when it comes to, when you sit for brainstorming for problem statements, rule number 1 is brainstorm more. Rule number 2 is brainstorm more and more. Rule number 3 is don't forget the rule number 1 and 2. So you need to have a very good people, or very good mentors and very good co-founders or the subject matter experts to understand the problems first, and you need to validate it, and also it will help you to get to the solution phase. So feedback loops for improvement. You need to have a sample size. You need to take feedback from hundreds of users or thousands of users, whether this problem is there for everybody, to identify who needs it, when they need it, how they need it. Market trend awareness. Since Google is available, Google Trends and analytics are very strong. So you know what is the rising demand and what is the awareness of the particular trend in particular geography, in particular area also now. Innovation through customer needs. So you should never forget that the customer, the user end, is always the priority number one. So don't forget that what the customer needs. And don't try to think that whatever I need, the customer needs always. So try to understand the sample size and also validate it properly. Yeah. So conclusion and call to the action, have clarity, have validation, and also try to brainstorm more and come to the conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for addressing about the problems statements in a startup. Now, I would request Dr. Lata Malur ma'am to felicitate Dr. Ajit Guruswamy.
Stay.
Thank you, ma'am. So to move on, now I would like to call Dr. Kiran Kanti sir on the dais to share your thoughts on the process of ideation and prototype development and mentor interaction.
Good morning, everyone.
To introduce Dr. Kiran R. Kanti, Dr. Kiran R. Kanti has been successful anesthesiologist for 18 years and a dynamic general practitioner who has innovated cure for burns and increment of platelets, has taken up adventurous ventures in entrepreneurship like renewable energy products like biomethane gas plant, wind energy, etc. We are glad to have you here, sir.
Third batch of BLD, first PG student of BLD Medical College. And all the way, I was student of Arvind Patil sir. So the journey began here. Actually, I have not made a PPT. So, Nanda, video.
Dr. Kiran works day in and out, striving to reduce infant mortality through his startup called Lifetrons. His startup builds compact, portable phototherapy units for rural healthcare, saving lives and ensuring faster recovery.
Lot of patients from rural areas and tier 2 cities used to come with a lot of complications. When we went to check on it, there are no NICU set up in rural and remote areas, which we thought, why not bring a product which can reach to the rural and remote healthcare setup. So we have brought a product which is called Lifetrons Aura, a neonatal phototherapy unit which is portable and can be used bedside, which can be used to treat babies at mother side only and in the rural and remote areas. So this is going to impact huge on social areas where the healthcare setup doesn't have this facility.
Ideation need not be having a great idea about a product or developing a very great product. Ideation can be someone invented pencil and someone thought someone thought, why not put eraser on the pencil? Pencil was patented. The person who put the eraser on the pencil, again it got patented. Then someone thought, why not bring a pencil which is mechanical, has a small stick, can contain many sticks in that, can be used for a longer time. So you need not create a MRI every time. Ideation happens when you feel uncomfortable when you are using a product or staying in a space or working in a space where things become uncomfortable. It took almost around 50 to 60 years to change the shape of OT table. OT tables were sharp edges like this. So every doctor, every surgeon, every nurse, every patient got impacted by the edge of the table, now which are round shaped. So that ideation to feel that yes, this is troubling me or making you discomfortable, so that can be changed. So it need not be a very huge difference in the product. A small change also can happen like this. When I showed this product to Sudha Murthy madam, the moment she saw, she told, I know this product. Both my kids were put under phototherapy treatment, and around 20 minutes we had discussion about the product and how it can impact the social areas and all. Then afterwards she asked me, all okay, but why didn't someone do this? It has been there almost 40-50 years. The existing phototherapy units are 35 to 40 kgs, 6x4 size, and baby has to be separated and kept in a NICU. My product is only 2 kgs. Sir, I read back to her. My product is only 2 kgs, can be carried anywhere with battery backup. It runs on solar also. Whenever I show this product to any of the pediatricians that I have bought a phototherapy unit, they will be not ready to believe it, because it fits in a bag where it can be carried anywhere, and it is just 2 kgs. So treatment can be given at any place. What made me think like this? I was anesthesiologist practicing right from morning 4 to night 12 o'clock every day for 18 years, attending 15 hospitals. So what made me go through this? I used to run a NICU along with 2 pediatricians. And that's the norm now, having a critical care unit, and anesthesia people will be there in the team. So every week we used to get 2-3 patients coming from rural areas, which if could have treated right at the birth time, they would have ended up paying around 3,000 to 5,000 for phototherapy. That's all, because more than 80% babies need phototherapy because of the neonatal jaundice. But instead, they used to go into complications of the jaundice, which was not treated, and end up with other complications, because the immunity comes down when there is a jaundice. So they used to spend up 80,000 to 1 lakh rupees or still more. Mother has to be shifted from rural areas to Tier 2 city or Tier 3 city. Then along with the mother, 1 or 2 attenders. Just imagine the plight of the patient which has to undergo all these things just because they are not getting treatment at their place. And right now, 10 lakh babies every year die just for not getting phototherapy treatment. 10 lakh every year. So that made me think, why not bring a product which is compact enough? Designed it 9 times. Took me almost 6 years, because it's a question of baby survival. So it took 6 years. 3 years we put it on trial. now around 8 medical colleges, including BLD Medical College, and 100 hospitals are using this product, and they are happy about it. So the ideation part is whenever you are doing right from the anatomy, physiology and biochemistry, whatever you do, I cannot call it as a lazy turning into clever. You can use your cleverness to become or make your work more comfortable and more easy. That will be the ideation. And ideas can be taken from the existing products, or you can create a new product. We are coming up with a warmer, which right now uses around 650 to 1000 watts of current. I have brought it down to 150. How there is a variation of 8 times less power consumption to a product. Yes, if you understand the mechanism, how it works and why it works. And unfortunately, every year there are many babies which are turned into tandoor fry. They are burnt in the warmer because of malfunction of the warmers. I have designed it in such a way that babies cannot be burnt at any cost. Why this can happen? Because I am a doctor. I am not an engineer. All these days we are using the products which are designed, developed by engineers who doesn't know how and what we need. So we are bringing out products what a medical person or the medical faculty or the medical sector needs, because I have that idea. I have spent 20 years of my life in practicing and have around 10 people in my house as doctors. So I come to know what is required. That this thinking process can happen in you right from now itself, not when you start practicing. When you start practicing, there are many other challenges where you are just swept in those challenges and maybe you will not be able to do it. Because when I left my practice, I was at the peak of my practice, having around more than 120 to 150 cases per month and earning around 25,000 per day. At that time, I am talking about 15 years back, but I quit it. People still curse me a lot, and fortunately, in that 18 years, I didn't lose a single patient for my anesthesia practice. Mentoring, when you have to ask for mentoring, many times you get some ideas, you go and talk to people. The other day I got a device in my house. It's an electronic device wherein you put both the thumbs on the device and wait for 60 seconds. It will show you your heart rate, your glucose level, then your BP, and probably they'll unlock ECG also in that. Just putting by both the thumbs on the device. Sensor based. Earlier it has to be, you have to take blood from your body and search for all those things. You have to get ECG done. You have to have a sphygmomanometer to measure your BP and then get all those parameters. Now, one drop of your blood, one drop of your urine can give you hundreds of your results in the machines. So, but ultimately, when you are designing a app or a AI-based or sensor-based or electronic-based machines, you need to have the hardware also. Right now, our medical faculty is getting 80 to 90% of the products from outside India. We are importing. We are the heaviest importers right now in India. Health sector is the heaviest importer. That is the taxation which we are going to put on the country. When COVID started, we underwent a lot of oxygen problem. You all might be knowing it. Then many oxygen concentrators were imported from China. When it was kept at the full efficiency, when you keep at 5 liters or 10 liters, it used to give only 27% of oxygen out of that machine. So government took a decision, why not design our own oxygen concentrators? That was the order from the PMO. Then the DRDO, ISRO and other research organizations of our country took up and designed oxygen concentrator. I was one of the part of that team, and I am associated with ISRO also. We have a MOU to develop oxygen concentrators and ventilators. So that gives 92% efficiency. At full force of the flow, it gives 92%, whereas Chinese was 27. And we are paying more money, the import cost also. Mentors can be anyone, right from the Aya in the hospital, ward boy in the hospital, to the senior most professors of your college or the faculty can be your mentors. Because when you have to fix up something, I have adjusted OT lamp throughout my medical practice. Because when surgeon is operating, there is always a tussle going on between the anesthesiologist and the surgeon to adjust the OT lamp. I don't know what is now, because I have almost stopped 8 years back, I have stopped practicing. But this was always there. And Arvind sir is surely knowing it. And every time it is scolded. Because I adjust the light according to my vision. The surgeon wants the light to be adjusted according to his vision. So, sitting at the head end of the patient, thought why not bring a product which can be adjusted by surgeon himself. So we have designed a product which is portable, which the OT lamp can be kept in the pocket of the surgeon and he can adjust the light. So this was my pain point. This was my pain point. Instead of monitoring and looking after the patient's parameter, I have to adjust the light. So I thought, why not bring a product? So there are many points, many pain points which can happen while you are working. Convert it into an idea. As Chavan sir was telling, I make a WhatsApp group in my WhatsApp with myself only. I make a WhatsApp group. I put all the notes in that. Then when I started doing this entrepreneurship, wherein I didn't even know the spelling of entrepreneurship when I started it, because medical it was not taught at that time. Entrepreneurship was not there. So when I started doing it, I used to take my mobile, go into industrial area, clicking all the name boards of the industries there. Just to know that which industry is going to help me out in this designing or developing the product. So once I knew, I right now stay in Hubli. The industrial area, when I go there, people know me. Every shed, people knows me. A doctor has come, they'll tell. So that was the effort I had to put, getting the mentorship from those people also. Because engineering work we don't know, mechanical work we don't know, but certainly we can take and discuss, help from them and discuss it. Now I have been mentored so much, I have undergone so much of iterations in my products. If I sit with the engineer and start discussing with him, maybe he'll feel that this fellow has failed 2-3 times in engineering. Not very intelligent engineer, but he is an engineer. They will never come to know that I am a doctor. This happens with even the mechanical engineer or the electronic engineer. I decide the circuit, I decide the components of the products. I tell them in what way it has to be put. So this is the mentorship you get from anywhere. It need not be the subject expert itself. many times what happens, subject experts are so much focused with the existing units, they may not be able to connect to it. When my first prototype was ready, there was a mentor who came to the Deshpande Foundations. It's a very big incubation center in Hubli. So there, a mentor had come from GE Healthcare, who was in Mother and Child Division, working on warmers and phototherapy units. So I told him, sir, I am building up a product for neonatal jaundice. He told, see, I am in the same sector. It will be clash of interest. If you are not interested in sharing with me, then don't share. I told, don't worry, sir. If you copy my product, I have already designed 5 more versions of this. You may copy one. Another 4 I will come out with different people. Then he told, okay, that's not a problem. Then when I showed this product to him, he was like not ready to accept that such a product can come. Then he told, sir, you have nailed us in rural areas. A person who is an engineer at GE Healthcare telling me that you have nailed us in this product in rural areas means I am in direct competition with them in rural areas. So, when you want to create a prototype, you can start doing it with, nowadays you get clay molds where you can design, develop the components as you want. I'm also asking sir to put up things for prototyping, a 3D printing machine, where of course you need a help of CAD engineer where he has to design, but you have to sketch the things and give it to them so that they can bring out the prototypes. So during COVID time, there are a lot of things going on, UV lights for sterilization. Even the vegetables, food, everything was sterilized, even the hands, body, everything was sterilized under UV lights. So I was thinking of a portable UV sterilization unit. Many people had done it, but they were like a big box, portable, but a very big box to carry. It was a very difficult thing. I brought out a product using box of water can. So 1 liter ka 12-piece box hota hai. I just took that cardboard box, carton box, cut and folded it into like a pizza box size, which can be opened to sterilize 60 liters of objects, like a helmet or key bunches, then the vegetables, fruits, and even the instruments also. So when it was folded, it used to become like a pizza box. Sitting in the house where I could not go anywhere outside, I designed it with a carton box. So that was a prototyping which was done at the house itself. You need not have a very formal labs to design those things. So ideation, prototyping and mentorship can happen right at the basic level, provided you are uncomfortable with the things you are using and the work you are, the space you are working. That doesn't mean you are bored and then become uncomfortable. That will not have any ideation and no developments. You should be using those products, but feel uncomfortable. If not, why get so many prototypes or so many models of mobile phones? Every 6 months, one new model will come. It means you are asking for something more, demanding for something more in the same compact machine. So when you demand for more in any of the product, there can be a new ideation which can be brought out. It's like more like a fashion designing or creating your own space for working out. So that can happen. Mentorship, never hesitate to ask the most foolish question also. Who knows, that might be a brilliant idea which is coming out. Many times it happens that people will scold and we don't do it. Or sir will be angry, or person will be angry, he may underestimate me. Never think about it. Only once you may be called as a fool, and if it is brilliant, you are intelligent all the way. So please don't hesitate to ask for mentorship to anyone. Let whatever you may feel silly, you can ask. When I designed this product, I went and met around 80 pediatricians, around 100 patient attenders, means mothers of the baby, and around 100 nurses, asking that if I bring out such a product, will it be okay? And surprisingly, mothers were very happy that baby can be with the mother itself. Nurses were telling, yes, we can clean and keep it comfortably, we are happy. Pediatricians asked me, will it work? If it is going to be so small, will it work? And right now, our university is using the product. I think they are happy. Patil sir, Patil sir is there. And the best compliment I got was from Dr. Guru Prasad, the second best children hospital in Karnataka, Bapuji Children Hospital. He told, it has helped us a lot. So, when you want to ask for mentorship, be bold enough to ask. The most silliest, maybe the most intelligent question, and that will do a lot of changes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request Dr. Sureka Ipargi ma'am, HOD of Pathology Department, to felicitate Dr. Kiran Kanti, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Now I would like to call upon our beloved principal, Dr. Arvind Patil, sir, to talk few words on Innovate4Health Hackathon.
Dr. Arvind V. Patil, Principal of Shri B.M. Patil.
Fine. Let me innovate and listen from you. Good morning, esteemed faculty members and my esteemed proud students. At the outset, I would like to thank the speakers. Dr. Kiran Kanti, all of us know, he was with us, a very dynamic, very igniting, and very interacting with many people. From the school, the college days I see him, he used to talk to everybody and get to know and spend time with them, make fun, learn and all. So that's what we are proud, and most important, he's a proud alumni of this BLDE institution. I'm sure he's influenced by Vijayapura. She is also a proud alumni. Kiran has done many things, but there is a successful woman sitting behind him for everything, listening to him, giving ideas, mentorship, whatnot. So we are proud of you, Vijayapura also. Now, coming to Dr. Deepak, is right now an alumni, a very dynamic teacher of this institution. Whenever we think in the institution technology, the first name comes is Dr. Deepak. He has a solution for everything. And now we are all proud of him. And now I request him openly to spend time with the students. For the statement which I have made, now he needs to spend time. He is accessible to everybody. So you are lucky that you are having a teacher, a surgeon and a teacher with technology-enabled teacher. So my request to all of you is use him very appropriately and very dynamically you can use him. Coming to Dr. Bijurgi, Ajit. He's a son-in-law of a great entrepreneur of this place, Dr. Raju Bijurgi, Mr. Raju Bijurgi. He's married to Aishwarya. I know her personally also. But what about, I know Ajit. We met after that marriage, we met in Vijayapura. He's coming very frequently to our institution. In fact, we have not responded to the dynamism which he has. Now I'm requesting that days have gone, but now we'll work together. He's an MBBS from MS Ramaya, but now he is an entrepreneur as well as an innovator. Tirelessly he works and he has made an impact in northern states, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. He has established good hospitals. In Bangalore also, he's a person who outsources good resource persons to the various institutions. And now he's coming with a very innovative technology where people are getting married late. They want to spend time like 32, 33, 34. So challenge of consumption, challenge of elderly primary delivery. So he is coming with a very innovative product. He is designing that type of product that people who want to marry at 34 or 35, there's high incidence of infertility. So this is how people think and grow at such a short age. We have another engineer, Mr. Avinash. He's with us. He's now been appointed to the cell in the engineering college. So he also has a startup company. He'll be spending time with you. I request Avinash, please to stand for, let them know, is Avinash. He went to Bangalore, did some work in Hubli, but now he has decided to do at hometown. That is what everyone should do. See, people feel to go west, passionate for the money, passionate for the work culture and everything. Now, our country, with the vision of our Prime Minister, we are also able to focus more on those things. We are now, all of us know, we are the highest startup companies in India. Of course, we may not match the standards of the quality as it begins, but with such a big population, it is very difficult to get what we expect in a small country where there is a focused response. But the journey is very big. There is good support from the government. Since the government has honored us with the Department of Science and Technology, support of Chandramouli and Anil Reddy, we could get 3.5 crores. So it is how we look forward. We have brought the resources now. It is the time. Earlier, we used to have problems of the funding. Now we have funding for the resources, so that all the students of these institutions are very lucky that you can use the funds for those things. We will not only give it to healthcare delivery, we'll give it to any innovation which you feel. It could be app, it could be an equipment, it could be any other innovations. We are all open for that. We are looking forward for some more investment from the various different sources. So now coming to why sir is trying to work on us. We are burdened with the pressure of subjects. We are stressed. Yes, fine. This innovation is a stress buster. When you start working on innovation, it gives you a lot of stress buster. Because we have seen all innovators they're very comfortable. Probably during workspace they feel this thing. But when they come out with product, they are stressed, come out of the stress. So as a result of this, they gift something to this world. We as a human being, anybody can answer, why did God create human being? Anybody your ideas that why did God create human being? So you should start thinking philosophy of human life. Why did God create human being? So if he has created with a specific purpose, do something to the gift to the world, because there are sharp mind, sharp brains, sharp sensors of various animals, dog, cat, birds, other plants, sensitive to the temperature, this thing. They are sensitive to this. They are filled with sensors. You can use those philosophy also to get your innovation. And the idea of creating a human being was to take care of the world, the problems of the world. That means it could be in any field. It could be in taking care of all living things, taking care of building a system for all living things. So that was the idea and philosophy of human being. So having understood the philosophy of human being, our brains are very sharp. You have to disprove my statement, your brain is not sharp. It's only our mindset, the way we work, the way we think is only positive thought. You cannot build a mountain. How many of you feel faith can move the mountain? If you want, you come with me, we'll go to trekking. Come with the faith, you'll see the mountain moves. So that should be the feeling. We should never think, what can it happen? And don't walk with people who just start keeping away. He has told, okay, introspect, but don't think negative thought you remove from your brain. So those who have a negative thought, okay, that could be a challenge, but it should not be, it will not happen, it should not be there. So having understood, sir said challenge, then very important is challenges have to be understood, because otherwise everyone would have done it. It would have happened spontaneously. But that's why the people stand out differently because of their persistence and the efforts which they possess. So having understood the challenge, next, in the era of technology, it has to be collaborative work. I alone can do it, but it comes at end of my career and I can do only one. But when I work with collaborative with various field experts, I just deliver products so frequently and so efficiently and revise my products for better and better use. So collaborative is the order of the day. You must work with friends. You cannot be isolated working in it. You must be able to accept his arrogancy. You must be able to drive his knowledge. You must be able to accept and support him and never feel the shortcuts of gaining money, taking an idea from somebody and moving on and trying to show that I did no. Never do that. Give a credit to a person, his involvement, the ideas which he gave. So never in the habit of taking shortcuts and taking a shortcut credits. This will never work. If they were to work, many people have met 1,000 collaborators and come back and done 1,000 ideas, but it will not work. Now coming to an idea you possess in a complex world, it has to be in your own mind. It has to be in your own mind. But you could be able to tell, you need not tell the process, you might be telling how that is to be done, because it is the era of competitive world, so you have to patent it. If you have an idea, work on yourself with the team which you are possessing and get it patented. Because today it is the era of patent, so that your work continues to go on. Otherwise somebody snatches the work, they get patented, then they do it. So that keep in mind about the patent, about those things. Having idea, then you have to innovate. You have to innovate. So what does innovation? Few examples which in the hospital I will tell you now. One of the example, you can revolutionarily bring change in the orthopedic fixations. We are using glue everywhere. Once you laminate with the laminate, it is very difficult to remove. Once you use now chemical tiles, it is very difficult to remove. We are using glues for wound healing. We are using glues for upper esophageal bleeding. We are using glues for fistulas. So having understood those philosophy, since with the image guided intensifier, if you are able to inject and keep it externally fixated instead of externally fixated for the bone strength, you would be revolutionizing the concept of internal fixation of orthopedic bones. So such a thing, when you visualize, how do I revolutionize the pain, and you all know particularly lower limbs or important right hand, left hand, are stuck for 6 weeks, you cannot expect his 6 years of lifespan comes down, because he was so potential, he not to be able to deliver things. So this is one you can think of. Coming to the ventilators, now we have got a lot of challenges about ventilator associated infection, VAP, is a criteria. So how I can design a ventilator where the minimal interface of a person with the endotracheal tube in place, where he doesn't fight with ventilators. See, you start feeling he's coming out of the ventilator, the sensors, you devise the sensors with the movements of chest movement or the levels of oxygenation. So it automatically resets the, if required, it resets the sedation dose. If required, it gives you a separate alarm. There are two alarms. One non-defunctioning ventilator, one is coming out of ventilators. Then the suction which you have to do very repeatedly. So how it can be a sterile. So if these are taken, I'm sure we can save 80% of the ICU admissions. We lose patients in ICU admissions on ventilators because of ventilator-associated infections. So if you can think of those ideas, if the 4 or 5 are required for that, first one you conquer the endotracheal suction. How do I do a suction? Keep it a compact system. How, when a secretion comes, what sensors, the secretion is flowing. Now you got a lot of sensors. The era world is going to rule on sensors now. So sensors you put it, now it backed up with AI, you get to know that the sensor, the secretion is coming, it gets activated, it sucks along the endotracheal tube, where it pulls. See, then it is closed circuit, it is closely circuited so that it does not connect to the atmosphere or any human interface. So those things you can think of innovating such a thing. Now coming to the IV fluid, I will calculate IV fluid for him. Then I will devise a solutions for him. The first one could be morning, if the BP is low, then ringer lactate or normal saline could be done. If the BP is okay or his first post-operative day, he doesn't require, because there is salt retention, he requires 5% dextrose. The first bottle I design because I want to know the urine output. So I design a fluid rate. I'll mount all the 4 fluids together. No human interference every time taking and all. The first fluid gets over. I'm happy with the urine output. His glucose is met out. Then I look forward for ringer lactate. Second bottle is placed ringer lactate, mounted first only. Second bottle ringer lactate goes into his body. Now I don't want over fluid load, so I give a break to the patient. So that automatically it shuts off the flow of urine. Then there should be a mechanism. He need to go to toilet. So how do I disconnect that? How do I disconnect that? So you should evolve a connectors which gets disconnected, automatically shuts itself. Automatically shuts itself. So that there is no human to go touch this and those things. So these are some of things which you must be able to identify as you move on. And very, very important is today, medicine has grown in a big way. Once you are able to find a problem, pinpoint a problem, protocol can be devised with apps, with comorbid disease, in standalone disease. So some of the examples which I want to tell you, that's what we look at. At BLD, we look forward, we don't want to give you a degree, he's Dr. S, Dr. B or Dr. A. We want to prefix a degree because world needs these, one of them, addition at MBBS. It's such a long, lengthy course. Am I being born only to read anatomy, physiology, pathology or microbiology or surgery? No, I'm not being born to do that. I'm being born to understand a subject, but out of my subject, what is that I'm going to do to the patients? In the past, where the innovators were they were the innovators. They have not created literature. They have not given us they have given us so many things. They sacrificed their lives. So keeping in view with such a challenging world, they could gift something to the world. Now we have everything at our doorsteps. Unless the world revolutionizes in another era after AI, then another era comes. Till then, they have gifted us literature, they have gifted us so many equipments, they have gifted us 3D printing, machine learning, data analysis, augmented reality, virtual reality. These are the future, Internet of Things. So all these are going to be the future. You need to drive by technology. You need to drive by technology. So you should be a technology-driven doctor. One. Second one, an innovator. So we call Dr. S, into bracket, innovator. Then these are all new degrees given in BLD. These are not given in any world. Exactly. So we will design a curriculum for you. We will validate the curriculum and you will be validated not in terms of examination and punishing you with viva, punishing you with no, if you get 80 marks, no. You will be only punished, you will not be punished. There is no question of punishment in there and there is no question of failure here. Because every mind I have seen in BLD has a very sharp mind. From faculties to the students. That's why I'm very much comfortable. And you see, I attend all classes, I attend all functions whole day because I don't have any challenge of working with people here because everything happens here because everybody is efficient here. So that's why I'm so lucky. And you see all the sessions, whether it is SRS, I'm always there in full sessions. People talk, how can you spare time? I don't find any challenges because everything happens here. So we are going to fix you with either an innovator or an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur doesn't mean cheating people. That is not word in BLD dictionary because founding fathers were not like that. They were entrepreneur, but they were not, never cheated. Entrepreneur doesn't mean cheating people, that using an idea and trying to how to extract money, how to cheat people. Entrepreneur is bringing the efficiency in your system so that a lot of beneficiaries are used, whether you're entrepreneur for a catering, in the example, your entrepreneur catering, yes, fine. How the food moves on, how people don't wait in a sudden rush of time, how the feed comes. Does he have to go into the queue and does he have to go? So if there is something, if he wants an ice cream, there is put in the ice cream, he just goes to the bowl at separate places, ice cream falls, 1 scoop or 2 scoops, asks him, 1 scoop he presses, 1 scoop falls. So he goes and eats an ice cream, that's all. Then he wants a bhaji. He goes to the bhaji counter, again he did not go and put his plate and there. Just he wants, I want 5 ml, I want more paneer. Is that clear to you? So the paneer will come down, so you eat and then go. And now we have seen marriages where we use lot of bottles. We use lot of bottles. So coming to that bottles, you must be able to, at the site only, it's not that carrying such a huge plastic bottle and truck and going to dump in the yard. The bottle which falls in a container, it should be granulated and there should be a mold. You should bring a bottles. So same bottles are again transported to the company. Same bottles are again transported to the company. Is that clear to you? So that is the way in situ it should happen. So that is the end of the marriage. So that is how you should be able to think of marriage. Hand wash. You don't need to waste water so much. You don't need to waste water so much. You should be able to use some mechanism He just dips, because there is no water waste. He just dips all the lubricant, whatever the small things comes down, then he just gets a folded paper. Look at you. So those can be thought of how efficiency in the marriage system can be done. So that is what is in entrepreneurship. Look at you. Now the most important is we cannot die without doing some research. You should not be a knowledge consumer. You should be producer of a knowledge. You cannot die. Exactly you. You must produce something with your research mind. And the medical brains are the best brain in the world, because the competitive exams which we face, it sharpens our brain, it hypertrophies the gray matter. So that's the reason where you need to do that. So BLD is going to give you these degrees in terms of without examinations. So that's the way we are looking at it. And I'm sure I have today involved 23 and 24 batch, because I have 4.5 years to spend time with you. I'm sure afternoon 20 batch, 19 batch also will come and pitch an idea. Is what you look at it. Now coming to the last point is, first thing is you should never be scared of, as Kiran said, as Ajit and Deepak sir has said, you should be able to continuously interact. And every time you should be visualizing yourself. Is that clear to you? So now you want, what is the deficiency in this? How you want to bring this change? My pause should tell that next slide. My pause should tell the next slide. Is that clear to you? Then I want to talk some video play, I want to do it. Is that clear to you? So my video plays has to be in such a way that there should be something which mechanism, which video picture is there. I just without the knowledge of anybody, I just brush it like this. That means video comes into picture. Everything you visualize how to be doing a new thing. Unless you visualize, we will not be able to do it. And there is so much to learn from others. Today I have invited this thing at the fag end of my career. I'm interacting with people because there's a lot to learn. There is a lot to learn from the youngsters. So you are the one who are the key person for this nation, which you can gift to the world a very big way. And our founding fathers of the nations were with a lot of pious and philosophy. And today's generation of young mind with a lot of education, technology driven. I'm sure my country will be in a very, very different note. Whole world will be looking at our country. They start investing in India, the strong minds of the human beings. With this, I thank the management, Shri M.B. Patil, who is a very keen person now. He's trying to look for, he has established a knowledge center in Bangalore. So he's also keen that we also establish a good, you see, as when I follow a leader, I must also align what knowledge center can be created. We have a very different innovation lab. Please do visit in your free time. It is open till 7 everyday basis when you start visiting. So that there is no day that you feel, no, it is closed, library is closed at 10 o'clock, something like, no, it will not be like that. So with this few words, I thank all the members, particularly Chandramouli and Mr. Dr. Bagoji, Mr. Praveen and Ajit in the innovation cells. They are able to bring this system. I'm sure as we move on, we will be a game changer in the world. We not only in health sector, will create many innovations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful thoughts.
So now I like to call upon Dr. R. Chandramouli Reddy sir and Dr. Ishwar Bagoji sir on the stage to talk few words on design thinking for healthcare.
So to introduce everyone to Dr. Chandramouli Reddy and Dr. Ishwar Bagoji sir. Dr. Chandramouli Reddy is a biochemist with more than 3 years of teaching experience and more than 7 years of research experience, and having a broad background in cardiovascular research, published 15 research and review articles and a book chapter in high impact factor journals, 1 patent published. Dr. Ishwar Bagoji sir, Associate Professor in the Department of Anatomy, is a dedicated educator and researcher with 4 patents and 52 publications. He also serves as an editor and editorial board member for 2 academic journals, contributing significantly to his field. His work reflects a commitment to advancing anatomical sciences through both innovative research and impactful teaching. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for that introduction. So I hope like you all know me, like the first year batch. So I'm working as assistant professor in the Department of Biochemistry. I'm actually new to this innovation, but I designed some of the products. Those are in prototype stage only. So hopefully by the next year we'll bring up with some products in the market with Dr. Anil Reddy sir, who is a pathologist. And we have one startup called Novel Med Solutions. So we have registered that company, and hopefully we are going to bring some products into the market soon. The speakers who spoke till now, and our beloved principal, Dr. Arvind Patil sir, spoke nicely about all the innovations and that culture, which is coming up in our campus. And we have a good grant from the DST. So where you can also pitch your idea and you can get the ignition grants and a lot of different grants from the different sources from the government of India. So there are pioneers who has already invented certain products, Dr. Kiran Kandi sir and Dr. Ajit. So they invented the products, and they might have worked hard. And also some of the things like which are used in healthcare system can be understood better by the doctors than the just engineers. That's why the collaboration and interdepartmental or the inter-institutional collaborations are very much essential to share the knowledge. So now I am here to present about designing in healthcare. So I had little experience of 2 years in design. So still I am learning many things. So while preparing this PPT as well, I learned a lot of things. So how to design the slides also one of the art. So I hope I'm going to educate you some basics about the design. And Dr. Bagoji sir, he has developed one prototype of artificial limb. So how they came up with that prototype, he is going to explain after my talk. So especially when you talk about design, so we all know how to design. Like we might have designed something in our life. So it may be small paper art, maybe something at home while childhood. So whatever the thing may be, we might have designed. We might have used our brain somewhere to design something, right? So, and also we see a lot of things in the market, a lot of cars, mobiles, whatever product you take, there are multiple manufacturers for everything and with different features. So those are with different designs to satisfy different populations, right? So healthcare design is unique thing because it deals with the patient care, and it has to undergo a lot of formalities, lot of regulatory bodies are there who are going to look into all the aspects. So that is one big challenge in the healthcare innovations. So let's go into the design thinking. So there are certain things, certain rules which we can follow. It's not like everybody has to follow the same rule to design something, right? So it is flexible. We can adopt. Every company will adopt different designing modules, right? We may design something from the scratch, or we can improvise the existing things. So by changing some of the features. So that's what the designing starts with. So it comes with the interest, so whenever we thought of any design or any innovation or any research, so I did my research for almost 9 years. So the way we look into the things will be different. When you become a researcher, when you are a student, the way we look at the subject. When I was a student, when I was studying biochemistry, the way of thinking towards the subject is different. Now the way of looking at the same subject, same thing is different. And understanding also, it will be completely different. So when you see this picture, we can see, so it is just designing of one swing, right? So everybody, we might have used this kind of swings. So when you start any designer to design such things, everybody thinks differently. But understanding the requirements of the population, right? So that is the most important thing we have to learn. So what is design thinking? So when it comes to your mind, so is it only for the creative people? Right? Is it just brainstorming, like how to design, just thinking in our mind? Or is it only solving the latest problems? Or is it a kind of aesthetic design or the crafts we are going to design, right? So these are the questions will come arise in our mind when we thought of the design thinking. So we always say it is out of box thinking. So we have to think what others are not thinking, right? So we have to design something which others has not thought of. So design thinking is an approach for creative problem solving. So everybody will solve the problems with their own understanding and with their own way of experience, right? So this is what we are talking about. So always whatever the designs we do, so everything we design for the human beings. If you talk about the healthcare designs, we always think about the patient care, right? We design the things for the doctors and the patients. Ultimately, doctors are going to use those devices to take care of the patients. That's what we are going to think, and it is human-centric, obviously. So we are going to talk about the unmet needs and wants, right? So we are going to fulfill those things, and then we are going to come up with the innovative solutions. So there are so many equipments, devices coming into the market for the patient care by overcoming the existing problems. So it is as much as the mindset as a process. So that's about the design thinking when you talk about. This is the history of the design thinking. So there was no courses, there were no organizations who were offering about this innovation, entrepreneurship, or the design thinking. But now these are evolving like a courses. And so the requirement of these courses is like, if you think randomly, you may fail to design something efficient, right? So that's why many organizations came up with their own models, and I'm going to show some models acquainted by the great institutes like Stanford and other institutes, so who has succeeded by adopting such design thinkings. So there are three main lenses if you talk about the design thinking. So one is about the desirability, and the feasibility and viability. So whenever we think of any designing, so we have to think of these three different things. So we have to start about what people require, that is desirability. So what is the people need? Whenever you are designing some mobile or the car, whatever the product you are designing, so what most of the population, most of the people are thinking, most of the people want in their life. Then it is about viability. So what is viability? So it's not just making the product which people need. So we should also gain profit. As an entrepreneur, as an innovator, it's not just inventing and giving to the people. So we have to think whether that product is viable or not. So that is about the viability. Then about the feasibility, right? So is it technically possible? So we may think of lot of things, but which may not be possible technically. So these three things we should keep in mind when you are designing something. So Thomas J. Watson, so I hope all of you know about him. So design must reflect the practical and aesthetic in business, but above all, good design must primarily serve people. So whatever the designing we do, so it may look aesthetic, it may be very looking hi-fi with lot of features, but whether it is going to serve the people, whether it is going to be useful for the people or not. So when you are thinking about the healthcare innovation, whatever the innovations we are going to do, so those innovations are useful for the patient population or not. So what is the mindset of the traditional thinkers, right? So we always think like it may not be possible. So we traditional thinkers, we think like it may be challenging, it may be not our cup of tea kind of thing. So there is a lot of difference if you see about the traditional thinking and design thinking, right? Many people design, but the systematic approach towards the designing is going to give the success when compared with this traditional way of thinking. So you are going to focus on particular key aspects, taking into the consideration, I told you like it is mainly the human centric. When you are talking about the healthcare innovations, it is all about the patient care. Whenever you are thinking about certain idea or the product, you always keep your patient in the mind and design. So we have right and left brain. So one is going to think about the analytical, rational. One on the right brain, we are going to think about the creative things. So, like I already told, like whatever the design we do, that is human-centric and it should be highly creative, and we should always collaborate with the experts in the field, and it should be iterative, and we should hands-on to it, and we should test it, and we should design the product and test it, and we should show the product. Don't just tell something, I'm going to design something. We have to make a prototype, we have to test it. So what is not about design thinking? So one is, it's not only for the creative people. It is for everyone. So everyone can design anything. So when you come across with any product in your career or in your academics, so you feel like this ECG device is lacking certain issues, like certain points it is missing. So you can come up with those points and you can redesign the same equipment with the better features. So what is the impact of design thinking? When you really approach the systematic way of design thinking, so most of the companies, they have seen this growth. If you see, 219% growth was there in their S&P when they have approached a particular design thinking process in their organizations. So it is one of the success story about the Nike. I hope all of us know about this company. So when they started with this shoe manufacturing, so they were not that succeeded, but they have interacted with the skateboard, people who use the skateboards, and when they interacted, they asked their requirements and they designed these shoes according to that skateboarders who are going to use that shoes. Then they succeeded with that brand. So when you talk about the definition, it is a non-linear. It's not like first step, second step, or third step. We can start at anywhere based on our understanding, but there are the standard ways. There are 5 stages of the design thinking, so which has been designed by the Stanford D School. So they proved that this particular approach is having good success rate when compared with the other approaches. So these are the 5 important steps. One is the empathize, then define the problem, then we have to ideate based on that problem what we are finding, then we have to prepare the prototype, then test it. So this is a cyclic, non-linear process. If you see, again, empathize. If you are designing something for the doctors, something for the patients, you should understand their perspective of that particular product. So you have to do the interviews. You should ask, like when the patient is entering into the hospital, so what exactly they look into, from the registration process to the admission and getting the treatment, getting the prescription and the medication. So nobody wants to stand in queue for a longer period of time. So that's what the patient needs. And they need more utmost care. When they enter into the hospital, they want to be in the safe hand. So that's why we should ask the patient requirements. If you are designing some inpatient admission software or something, so we have to know the patient needs. Then we have to define by taking the information from all the patients. So some people will be satisfied with particular things, some people will be dissatisfied. So there will be different kind of patients and the population. We should take the inputs of everyone, then we should analyze that data, then we should define what is the exact problem which is there. then we have to come up with the idea. When you find the problem, then you can find the solution. So you can ideate how I can solve this particular issue. Then you can talk about the prototype. So you came up with the idea, so then you have to prepare the prototype based on that idea, what you got. Then you have to test, like all the prototypes are not going to be succeeded. So our sir showed the device. So sir might have taken the input from different people and also his own experience. So all together came up with the certain portable device which is useful at the bedside. So whenever you talk about the all design thinking process, you will be having lot of data in front of you, how you are going to analyze, how you are going to collect the data, how you are going to generate your idea, so then how you are going to prepare the prototype, all these things are going to matter. So after the prototype development, you have to take the feedback from the people who are going to use it. You have to put in front of the people and ask the feedback. What else should be improved in that prototype? So then if any improvements are required, then that cycle continues. So this is the cycle which is showing about the understanding the problem, then about exploring the problem by ideating and prototyping, then testing, and then implementing. So again, this cycle is going to be continued. We see lot of mobiles are going to be upgraded, lot of models we see in the market because of this particular approach. It is a kind of agile model. It's not like you made a product and it is the final. So the requirements and trends, the upgradations are continuous. So this is the picture which is depicting like design thinking is not a linear process. That is not just empathy should be started first. So it is a kind of cycling. So this particular picture is depicting, so you have to empathize, you have to get into the shoes of the users or the patients, what exactly they are facing the issue. Then you have to collect the data by interviews or the different techniques. Then you have to analyze all the data, all the inputs from the users. Then you have to get an idea. You have to find out the problem, right? So then you have to make the prototype. Then you have to test that prototype. Then you have to implement it and take the feedback, then improvise it. So it is continuation process. So actually, like if we are in kind of hands-on workshop, so we can do this kind of brainstorming. So if you are willing to do, you can take a paper and you can write down like whatever you saw, like whatever the thing you saw in your routine life. So where you feel like it has to be changed, it has to be improved, or this device can be changed, right? So you can write that statement, then you can start collecting the information about that particular question or the thought you are thinking of. Then you can work with the different people. You can talk, you can collaborate with the people, you can talk to your mentor, then you can come up with an idea, then you can thought of the prototype. So for prototyping, we have different types of tools. If you are designing some device, or if you want to design some AI-based software which can detect particular the slides, the histopathology things, whatever you are thinking of, so then it can be prototyped and it can be tested. So that is possible. So design is not what it looks like or feels like. Design is how it works. It's not like it is just looking good. So most of the cars or the mobiles may look very good, but actually what we are buying that product for. So that product should do that its work efficiently. Then only we call it as a good design. So there are 5 mindsets of the design thinking. So think about the user first. Whenever you are becoming an entrepreneur or if you are developing certain product, we should always think about the product. That's why we always fill lot of feedback forms. Wherever you go, wherever the maybe online site or the Zomato or whatever the online shopping you do, you are going to give the feedback. So that feedback will be analyzed by the organization and they go on increasing or upgrading themselves to serve the population better. So we have to think about the users first, then we should ask the right question. So like if you are analyzing and interpreting and coming up with the different question which is not addressing actual issue of the population, then your product is going to be failed in the market. So you might have seen lot of companies, they may be manufacturing mobiles, cars, but only few companies are succeeding because of their understanding of the human needs. So we have to believe on ourselves. So when you got an idea, you have analyzed, so you have to draw something on the paper about your design. You have to put some illustration on the paper, then you should read that, reread that, and understand where the gaps are existing. Then we have to commit for the exploration. We have to explore as much as possible by interacting different kinds of people. So then only we can get good inputs. Then we have to make the prototype, then we have to test it, we have to take the feedback from the experts, then we should improvise our product. So 76% of the consumers expect companies to understand their needs and expectations. Right? Your idea may be good. Your product may be very hi-fi, which will be having lot of features which other companies might not have, right? But what exactly people wants? You might have put the features which people won't require and your product is costing more. Then definitely our product, our design is going to be failed in the market, then there will not be any viability. So when dealing with the people, remember you are not dealing with the creatures of logic, but creatures of emotion. So we might have seen like lot of products in the market. So people might have got the news like hyped in the news like this product is going to change everything, but when it comes into the real market, which might have failed because they might have not understood the emotions of the actual population who is going to use that. So this is one best example. You might have heard about this Google Glass, but you might have not seen in the market. Not many people have used it because of its design drawbacks. It has not understood the emotions of the people, so it has lot of features in it. But there were lot of other issues, including the ethical things. So what is the empathization? So we should understand the actual needs of the people. If you see this picture, so water accessibility. So water wells installed by NGOs are not being used. Through engaging in their environment, they learned, then the road to the water wells is long and the water barrels too heavy, right? They made certain points to get the water, but they made good roads as well. But they have to carry that water from that place to their home. So it is a tedious task for them. So what the people came with, this is the design they made. So here they have created 90-liter hippo roller, right? So which can carry huge amount of water with less efforts and less cost. This is what people want. This is what the empathization, right? We have to think about that. You might have made good facility to get the good water, you might have made the good road, but if you have not designed the product which should carry the water to their homes, then you are not successful. So this is the persona, right? So we should understand the people with their persona. We should make like, if you are designing certain product, you should think about the people who are the target population. So what will be their characteristics actually? What is the age group to whom you are designing certain product? So this persona preparation is one of the key thing in the empathization stage. So actually, if we do hands-on workshop in future, so we are going to do these kind of activities where we can create empathy map. So when you are finding the real problem in the real world, so and addressing the key research question or the idea, so it's almost 90% solved, right? Your design or the product will be successful. So empathization map example I had shown, we have to understand their pain, what they think and feel, and what are the gains, what they are going to gain by your product, right? So we have to hear from those people. When you have created a prototype, you have to give it to them, then you have to hear from them. Different people gives different inputs, which will be helpful to design or to modify your product and get the best product. So this is not the only success factors which you should adopt, but you are going to learn when you start your journey as an entrepreneur, as a prototype developer, so you can make your own way of approaching towards the design thinking process. So always discussions, like discussing with the different expertise is going to give the more knowledge, more inputs and more refined designs. So this is what Albert Einstein said, if I had 60 minutes to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes defining it and 5 minutes solving it. If you are really finding out the problem of the population, and if you are finding if you are defining their problem clearly, then it's almost solved. You can find out various ways to solve that particular issues. So I just show a few slides, some examples of the healthcare innovation. This is what the MRI machine, which we might have seen. So 70 to 80% sedation rate for the kids, they found. And some companies came up with this kind of MRI machine, so where the sedation rate dropped to 90% and saved on cost, right? So kids feel like comfortable. They won't be afraid of the MRI machine. If you see, it is kind of a kind of gaming zone, right? So they can easily enter into that MRI machine and they can cooperate with that radiologist or the technician, and you can get the good MRI images. So always with the pediatrics, so they face the issue of getting the good MRI images. Sometimes the children will not be more comfortable. And also few example, like if you want to design something to convey, let's make a point to wash our hands. So how we can convey this message? You can educate the people in a different ways by different designs. If you see, they have designed the lift during the COVID time like this. So all clean hands. So all the clean hands, closer we have high five, right? So if you have clean hands, we are ready to high five. So spread love, not germs. So this is what they designed and which is going to convey the message. So this kind of impressive, good designs always serves our purpose. So top 3 takeaways from this design thinking. Design thinking is an approach to problem solving and innovation, and there are 4 modes of design thinking. So as per the Stanford's guidelines, and always we should remember that people first. If you are thinking about healthcare innovation, patient first. Patient care is the first priority above all. So this is one picture talking about the design. We might have designed very good, but what user needs? So always we need shortcuts. We don't want to take the long routes. So that's why we should always think what people require. So thank you for patient listening. So Now I would like to request Dr. Bagoji sir to show his uh, innovation, which is patented. So now sir is going to tell how their thought process went about designing this particular artificial limb.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. So, already Chandramoli sir, he has covered the theoretical aspect of the design thinking. Now, I will give the demonstration about the how the design thinking works on the in the product. Okay. So, I am working in the anatomy department as a teacher. I also working in the DDRC as a nodal officer. So in DDRC, we used to conduct camps in and around Vijayapura district. And one day we conducted a camp in the Sindhigi. And we found one, or we observed one boy who was around 9 years old. And then he was standing on one leg like this. And he met road traffic accident and he lost his limb, and so his knee was amputated above the knee. So it was amputated above the knee, and what we did is we went along with that boy to his house, and we met the parents, and discussed about what are the problems that boy is facing. And they collected all the data, all the required things. Then, along with the parents and that boy, we went to orthopedician in our BLDE, and we discussed about this problem, and then got some suggestion from the doctor also. And then what we designed is, we designed one processes here. Before this, designing the processes, the father of that boy, he went to Bangalore to purchase the one processes. He brought that processes, but that processes was straight processes. There was no bending or no foldable mechanism in that. So if the boy goes to the school, so he used to stand from entire day in the school. So if you travel in the bus, he used to stand entire his journey. So that was not compatible, and it was not compatible to that boy. Then what we did is, and his father spent lakhs together for that. Then what we designed is this kind of processes. These processes, we brought the raw material, that is polyester resin, and then catalyst, then accelerator, and then we have the one joint is there here. The metal joint is there. This we brought from the Alimco company, and then we designed this processes, and we fitted to that boy. Now he is very happy and enjoying his daily activity without any discomfort. So this is what the prototype and whatever the design we did. So we filed it in the patent office, and then we got the patent for this. This is a patented certificate from the central government of India, that is a patent office. So here, what I want to convey you is so first identify the problem, then collect the material, then go for the prototype. Definitely we will come out with the good idea and with the good prototype, then finally we can go for the product. So this is my demonstration presentation. So thank you everyone.
Thank you, sir, for giving us an insight on the topic. Now, I would request Dr. M. Patil, sir, Professor of Pediatric and Dean R&D, to felicitate Dr. Chandramouli, sir, and Dr. Nilima Dongre, ma'am, Professor of Biochem and Deputy Coordinator of IQAC, to felicitate Dr. Ishwar Bagoji, sir. Sir, inauguration. So the session will begin after a short break. Everyone is requested to procure the lime juice that is being prepared, and everyone is requested to be present back by 20 minutes. Thank you. Everyone, please occupy your seats.
Now you want to go next?
Next we'll go.
You okay? ಏನು? ಅರೆ ಹಾಂ
ನಿಂಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರೂಮ್ನಾಗ ಇದಾವ ನೋಡಿ ಟಿ ಶರ್ಟ್ ಅವ ನೋಡಿ ಒಂದು ಕವರ್ ವೈಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ನಿಂದ್ರಿ ಹೇಳ್ಸ್ಕ ನೀವೊಂದು ಲೋಗೋ ಕಳ್ಸ್ತೀನಿ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ನಾಗ ಅವ ನಿಂಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದು ಪ್ರಿಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಟಿ ಶರ್ಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ 2 ಕಾಲರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಹಚ್ಚಿ ನಾವು ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಹಚ್ಚಿ
Students, please settle down. Session is going to start shortly. Everyone, please listen to your. Be silence. Sir, start. So, welcome back everyone. Now to continue, I would call Mr. Ashish Kulkarni upon the dais to share his thought on the topic prototyping tools and business model canvas.
Mr. Ashish Kulkarni. Ashish sir is an expert in ICT, web development and Industry 4.0 with extensive experience training over 3,000 individuals to advance their careers. As a certified NSDC trainer, he has collaborated with Karnataka's skill development centers. His expertise spans data science, AI/ML, AR/VR and robotics, where he has worked with startups and enterprises to build technology solutions. Dedicated to delivering impactful, world-class training, Ashish's early work focused on rural skill development, promoting discipline, problem solving, and employability in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. His commitment helps students secure well-paid local employment. Thank you, sir, for your presence, and we welcome you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is refreshed. No drowsy faces, right? Okay. As an engineer, I'm always jealous of doctors. You know why? Such a groomed faces, everyone in white. We engineers never get to wear whites because we are always in a messy place, right? So we heard all the earlier speakers today, right? Kiran, Dr. Ajit, everyone. Everyone were sharing their journey, how they started. Sir told that he developed his product 9 times within 6 years, right? So the first model what he designed started with a prototype. So just to give a brief, we'll run through very quickly to the PPT. I am more of interactive kind of person, so I do have a wireless if you guys want to share something, right? So prototyping tools and designing. A specific definition, textbook definition is you mock up. You create a mock up, like how it might work, how it might look. So as doctors, before going to surgeon, you practice your surgeries on dummies or let's say a digital display or something. Virtual is another new part of it, right? Those are mock-ups. Same way, if you are coming up with any product for your idea, you first create a mock-up. You tend to visualize this, how might my product look after certain time, right? So why prototype? What is the role of prototype? If I come to you as a salesperson and say, I have a tablet which will solve such problem and it looks like this, will you be ready to buy it? No. If I come with something in my hand, let's say all the rainbow colors on it, very weirdly shaped, and if I give it, first curious thing is, what is this? Then I will explain why it is used, right? So you have something tangible to show. Benefits is testing. If I say you take this medicine, doesn't work. If I give 10 samples, you can test those things, right? And as Deepak sir gave his example, right? He used to write and record. That is first stage of prototyping, right? That is low fidelity, where we sketch your ideas or let's say a design of your product and we create wireframes for that, also a basic layout, right? So that is very low. You can carry it anywhere, you can do it anywhere. Then comes high fidelity, where you have interactive, very sophisticated engineering part of designing in it, right? Then interactive prototype, we have Dr. Ajit. If you get time, visit his website, okay? Kind fertility, if I am right. So that is a clickable prototype. He started with a clickable prototype. Now he is redirecting it to a Google form to collect your interest of his product, right? So that is interactive prototype. You are sharing your details so that he can respond you back. You are creating a roadmap to interact from both the ends. Then comes physical prototype, where we work completely on hardware, 3D modeling, okay? So that you can convert your visualizations into tangible products, right? So again, coming to the benefits, it enhances collaboration. I designed this mic, I want people to use it. If someone wants to work with us, I can give samples. So we collaborate using prototypes. We will give, let's say 10 samples, 100 samples to my end users. End users are basically the clients, right? And we build a stakeholders. So for a longer development, you guys will come up with, sir, आपका product ऐसा है, हमें ऐसे चाहिए था, सिर्फ ये 30% काम कर रहा है. There is gap of 70%. When you guys come up with that 70% fulfillment, you became our stakeholders, no more clients. That is the major part where you create, right? Then facilitates your feedbacks. Whenever you go for market testing, piloting, you start getting feedbacks. There are again multiple stages of it. We shall go further once you start your hands-on today second half. And costing. If I need to make a product it will cost me a lot if I am going for high-end machineries, injection molding, or let's say I need a huge setup of chemistry lab for testing my medics, right? If you want to make it as a prototype, you can do it in a smaller batches, right? You select, let's say, 3 samples with different, let's say, ratios of the components in it, and you present it. Then bridges the gap between idea and implementation. Once you start building, you get to know how your idea is coming out and how you can implement those things. All right? If I give 5 colors of same product, first thing is you will select your favorite color out of it, right? Yes or no? Yeah. So it will help me to analyze which color is picked more. So while implementation in production, I will manufacture those colors a lot, right? Then popular tools, this is again wireframing, UI UX, user interface and user experience. Those are basically your mobiles, apps and websites. Code based, where we collect data, we share data, cloud services and those things, and 3D and hardware prototyping. So choosing right prototyping tool. This is very important at the idea stage. Okay. So project type, you should decide what you are going to build. Is it a web app, mobile app, or hardware, right? Depending upon what your customer need. Let's say I was suggested to walk at least 5 kilometers every day post-COVID, right? But I need a motivation. Someone like you came up with health tracking bands to suggest me you have covered these many steps and this is your target, and they will share some appreciation, right? Someone came up with another mobile application where you can monetize what you are walking every day. I earn bitcoins if I walk, let's say, 10,000 steps every day, right? So it keeps on adding. Then complexities. How complex is the procedure of end user, not the manufacturer or the person who has idea. How much complex is it to use? Syringes are very simple, right? What if instead of using 10 blade, you had, let's say, chainsaw for surgeries? How would it look? Are you comfortable? It is complex, right? Because you have to have electricity or fuel to run it in a operating theater. 10 blade is very simple. You can carry it anywhere, right? So, complexity. Then, team collaborations. You guys working together. And we also have a wonderful lab here in your skill lab, 2nd floor. Whenever you get time, please do visit us. We are always there to help. We are your first team to work with you guys. Then user testing and needs is next step when you have your mock alpha beta prototypes. Start testing with your users, and you also have access to our hospital and research center here. So you can find your first customers here itself. Then coming for budgeting when you start with your MVP stage. Okay, so again the workflow remains same. How you ideate, how you design it, how you test it, and converting it into handfolds. Then how to incorporate prototyping tools at each stage. If you have, you start with your low, then high, then come up with hardware or software part of it. Then ensuring design. If I give this water bottle crushed in some, let's say, gimmicky colors, will you buy it? No. Aesthetics, right? Design of it. Then coming to the future trends, obviously AI and machine learning are helping us, same as I prepared this PPT. And no code, you just give a prompt, it will work for you. And real-time collaborations is where I am standing here, people are watching us on YouTube, real time. And yeah, we are advancement. We do have that facility in your campus. Please do visit. Have your first-hand experience, how it works, right? So floor is open for questions on this. 2 minutes, can we take some questions? If there are any questions, I can pass or... Definitely, sir, I would love it. Because I am not that much used to a podium setup. Check. Yes. I know it's very difficult to understand these phrases at initial stage, but still, let's talk in lame. If you have any problem in your house or hostels, what is your current problem? Waking up early is problem, I guess? Yes? What is the solution? Alarms, right? 2. You have 2 products. One is your obvious mobile phones, where you guys are always engaged, right? Another one is the typical alarm clock next to your bed, right? Again, there are 2. One is mechanical, where you have to key it. Another one is battery operated, right? Which one is best? Battery operated or mobiles? Why? Yes, you can. Very easily accessible. Even if you are asleep, your hand goes exactly where your mobile is. Right? So you have found solution for your problem statements. You have your prototypes that is accessible. Right? Same way, let's drill down what are your problem statements, what prototypes you can build for it. Right? So I guess we'll shift to the next model, where we will discuss how we will integrate your prototypes, your ideas, converting that into business. Right? So we usually use a frame called as a business canvas model that you can use for multiple stages. Right. So business model canvas, structuring your business. Okay, as it says itself. So what is BMC? It's a visual tool that you use to outline, okay, components of your business model. Then what is the purpose of it? You visualize it, test it, and pivot it. So we have a company called as Teledoc. Uses BMC model for each and every stage, each and every product. Probably I'll be sharing their use cases also and test cases that they are working. So this is how a typical BMC looks. Right? So you have your problem statement. right? So you write what exactly the problem your customers are facing, not the problem I am facing today, right? So what your customer needs and what is your existing alternative, right? As sir was mentioning, the oxygen machines, concentrators, right? Problem was only 27% was the output and it has to be imported from China. It takes time and also the import duties. That was the major problem statement. Existing alternative is only one is you get it from China. Availability is very less and alternative is getting it from China. So solution is build it in-house. Very simple, right? Then key metrics, how it should work, how it should look, whom to supply, right? More of manufacturing part of it. Who are your key partners who can help you in building it? Then unique value propositions. What is the value you are adding to your customer's life? If my SpO2 is down, I am providing a machine which will boost his SpO2 value, right? That is a value proposition I am adding it to his life, right? Then high level concepts goes on how product services fit in the grand schemes, okay? How it is getting fitted into your customer need, right? How can you supply it to every hospital, every research centers, every, let's say, COVID treatment centers, okay? That is how we figure it out. Then unfair advantages. What do you mean by unfair advantages? Anyone? No one? Unfair advantage is your competitors are still at the same level. You are jumping 10x from them. How you are going to do it? Right? You have advantages. We call it mixed masala or magic masala. Heard of it? How did Maggi magic masala came into market? He has advantage giving the same masala with your Maggi's. He made the sachet separately, selling it 10 rupees, right? Earlier, you used to get the same sachet with Maggi for 5 rupees, right? He has an advantage to boost your pallets, right? Then channels. What are your distribution channels? You are going to sell it directly, you stepping out into the market, or you get distributors, you put up stores everywhere, right? What is the channel you are going to reach to your customers? Then who are your customers? That is your customer segmentation, right? Everyone from 18 to 60. For us, as an education institute, our customers are age group between 16 to 30, right? You do your UG, PG, then your research, PhDs, right? Those are our major customers. That is our customer segment. We work on these segments to boost skills and so that you guys can pass on your knowledge, help the society and those things. That is our customer segment as an educational institute. Same way. And early adopters. Who are your early adopters? Right? So specific characteristics that, again, coming back to the earlier sentences, who are your early buyers? Are your adopters also, right? Because they are your stakeholders now, where you discuss, will you be able to adopt this easily in, let's say, the physical environment or a laboratory setup, anything, or in an ICU or a general ward. It might be any product. Not only this, coming from engineering perspective also, it's a general concept of adopting, right? Then cost structure is one part of it, where once you are done with everything, you come up with cost structure. How much do you think it would cost me to manufacture this water bottle? Any idea? Sir says 1 rupee. I would say 25 paisa for bottle with labeling, including my water in it. 25 paisa. Addition is my shipping cost, my marketing cost, the publications what I do, and the certifications what I have on this label. That will cost me to make this at 10 rupee. So that is your cost structure, right? Shark Tank देखा है सबने? किसी ने देखा है? Then you know these things very well. Then revenue streams. Are you going to work with other businesses or directly to the customers or selling it to customers? We call it B2B, B2C and D2C. Those are three major part of it. Then to work on this, you obviously need to know yourself, where you know your strength, your weakness, opportunities and what are the threats. Build a team where you can compensate each other's characteristics to work as a team and come up with a better product. Then let's not take more time on this. Company's weakness, points and those things. Once you start building, you will come across these things again. And always be aware what your competitors are doing. Don't go for acquisition, that I would suggest, but if there is a bigger company, please go for it. We have an institute in Bangalore where students have done a VPN, virtual private network, right? Back in 2011. They took 5 patents on it. They worked for 3 years. Later, it was, let's say, adopted earlier and acquired by Intel. Now it is known as Intel VPN. They bought it for 3.5 CR 5 years ago. Right? Now it is identified as Intel's VPN. Right? You know Intel, right? Your laptop processors. Right? So that is how things work. That's your last option if you are looking for expansion and other stuff. Co-building acquisitions are multiple streams we can explore. Then retention, your customer retention, your stakeholder retention is one part of it. If there is communication gap or delay in your supplies or their procurement process, keep filling those things. Never give a gap. Keep retention. Okay? So that will help you to build your relationship with customers, so you don't have cut downs with your revenues. Then referrals is better thing. All the let's say Instagram influencers are referring you where to buy shoes, where to buy your specs, and you guys are following it and giving business to others very well. Thanks for that. And 4 P's, positioning, products, and your place and price are 4 P's that you definitely need to work. If I come here and let's say put a EV charging station in next 2 years, that's a wrong place. Right? Because of 2 things, people and price. Vijayapurians are not adopted to EVs right now because of our road conditions. Right? And the price is too high. Same way it drills down to product, promotion, price and place of it. Then establishing your appeals, how product should look. So this is how we work on it. User experience, UX is user experience. Features that you add on it, value that you give to your product, let's say end customers. Then product market fit. There are 2 types of entrepreneurs everywhere, where one finds problem statements and try to build a product for it. Another one builds a product and then finds where I should be fitting it. Right? For this laptop, I have a 3.5 mm jack. Right? If I build a 4 mm jack, I need to ask all the laptop companies to build a port where I can fit it. Right? So that is how it works. Then undeserved needs are part of it, and target customers are your major tap point. Then stages of customer journey with marketing funnel. Okay, then we do have a funnel. Once you guys pitch your idea, we shall work on this, and the selected idea will definitely go through this process with us. Then the then we will start company mission, vision, registration, and all the part of it. Yeah, I guess this we shall explore together. Let's not take more time on it. Any questions? I think you guys would like to add. I'll take it as a no then. Sure, sir, definitely. Right? So we guys are always here, and under sir's guidance, you have everything. So utilize it. Keep on visiting our incubation center. It's on the second floor of Skill Lab, and take out at least 5 minutes every day so that we can start interacting and working on few ideas together. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts on the topic. Now, I request Dr. Manjunath Kotenur, sir, Professor and HOD of Surgery Department, to felicitate Mr. Ashish Kulkarni, sir.
Thank you, sir. So lastly, I would like to welcome Dr. Anil Kumar Reddy, sir, to join online. Due to unavoidable circumstances, sir could not be able to present physically with us.
Hi everyone. Yeah. Am I audible?
Dr. Anil Reddy, as a dedicated pathologist, he brings a unique blend of medical expertise and technological knowledge to the table. With 3 years of experience as a freelance editor, he has honored his skills in enhancing academic content, ensuring scientific accuracy and reader engagement. His passion for pathology is matched by his commitment to integrating AI, 3D printing, IoT, and 3D modeling into teaching modules, which have earned recognition for their innovation. Currently pursuing as a postgraduate certificate in artificial intelligence and deep learning from IIT Guwahati, he aims to revolutionize pathology education with fresh, innovative approaches. We are glad for you joining online. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I'd like to thank Dr. Arvind Patil, sir, for kindly accepting that I am not able to come there and giving me this opportunity and rearranging the schedule for this. Sir, it was really unavoidable. My HOD here was not available, so last minute shuffling I had to do. I'm very sorry for that. So, shall I go ahead, sir? Shall I start? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll be taking you through the journey which we have traveled in the BLDE. I'll discuss a case study and then I'll try to say something which the most important question, like why doctors should be bothered about all these things. Why not just treat the patients, or being a pathologist, why not just see the slides and report the cases? So that will be the gist of the interaction today. So most of the Indian healthcare innovations are happening in these IITs, and that too very close to the place I am living right now in Chennai. And this is their dedicated center for innovation. And most of you might be knowing that IIT Madras is the #1 ranked NIRF institution. This is like a foreigner making Gandhi film, and then somebody else is writing the screenplay, that to a foreign person, or an foreigner writing German, specifically a German fellow writing the history of India and whatnot. But sometimes it is good also, like this fellow, the world's richest fellow, doing these healthcare innovations for us. Sometimes they might be beneficial. He is trying to use the artificial intelligence and robotic surgery and nanosensors to implant certain devices into the brain, and they are giving the ability to control the screens and all those things. So sometimes it is good, but most of the times it is bad. So let me take a closer example from my field. So this is one of the redesigned microscopes or revisualized microscopes or smart microscopes developed from IIT Bombay. So they have put a screen on the microscope. They have, in this particular, let me just. So in this particular example, they have reduced the size of the microscope and placed a smart screen here. And here they have taken a traditional microscope and placed this. Beautiful innovation. Cost has not increased much. Agreed. Everything is fine. But this is how a normal pathologist, and some of you who have finished your second years would have seen this. This is how we use a microscope. So the innovation is like placing the screen just on the face of the person. So this, while preparing, they would have consulted, but if I try to extend my hands and push the screen away, the screen is, I'll not be able to reach. So these are all practical problems for pathologists. So our own alumni, one of the PG student whom I have worked with closely in these innovation projects, Dr. Anin, he has designed this project. Like, this is a smart microscope, a pathologist's view. So how is this different? So it is a small box. The cost is only 15,000 rupees. And it does cytology, hematology, histopathology. And here you can see the slide being placed. And this digitizes the slide also. So a comparable device, it is not just a microscope, it is a slide scanner also. A comparable device like this is starting at around 78,000. So this is the main reason why I encourage some of you at least to think in this direction and make use of the opportunity. Everywhere in the news, you people might be seeing that India is shining, India is growing, India is going to become the next big thing. True, market statistics, everything. I'm sure there are more certified people and qualified people to talk about these things with you today, but I'll skip this. So let me take you through one other example, why more of doctors should be thinking in these lines. So this is a case report published from Tata Memorial Hospital. The case was initially from 1995. So then, because I'm a pathologist, I specifically chose this case because the patient is AML M3, promyelocytic leukemia case, diagnosed in September 1995. So treated with traditional medicines, daunorubicin, and 96% promyelocytes disappeared. Hematological remission has happened. Hematological remission is something like the treatment has successfully worked and the patient is no longer harboring the cancer cells in the peripheral circulation. Okay, good. After this, everything was not rosy for the patient. Relapse happened after 2 years. Again started on chemotherapy, again relapse after 6 months or 8 months. Then the patient also has given up and patient refused to take the treatment. So now comes the twist in the story. Our own Ayurveda and Siddha Center for Research has come into the picture, and by using this substance called as Navajivan, which is nothing but a 15 rupees tablet, Tatva Kamaduda Rasa. See, any of you interested, you can go back and check this story. So the patient has been taking this oral medications and patient was absolutely fine for 13 years. So sometimes we need not look for solutions somewhere else. The solutions are all the time with us. So we just have to be open-minded and just try to see ourselves as competent enough and our information available with us as good enough. Don't think that everything coming from outside India is beautiful or outside India is technologically advanced. Sometimes our own resources and our own solutions might be the best solutions, which we might have forgotten through the time. Okay, so those two examples later, let's see most of you who are sitting here forcefully or willfully or interestingly. This is your general trajectory. Most of you will build this after your successful completion of MD and DMs, all these things. Most of you, I'm 100% sure, almost 95% of you will build these things, lead a comfortable life, impacting patients. Some of you might grow ahead and build bigger hospitals. Few of you might start a chains. Very few of you might build big corporate setups, and some of you might become like this Narayan Hrudayalaya, wherein there is a touch of social thing also. And very rarely we'll come across a couple of people who has done this in a sustainable way. The entire point of driving this down, this innovation in healthcare, that second floor dedicated to innovation in the campus, is to sow this seed in your minds. Can I do something? Yes, you can do it. Okay, sir, what is in it for me? If I do it, will it benefit me? Definitely. Let's see some examples. This Apollo Hospitals market value is 1 lakh crores. Fortis 45,000 crores. Narayana Hrudayalaya, even after doing with a social touch, they have reached 25,000 crores. My own pathology thing, 25,000 crores. All these things are single generational wealth generation, 1 lakh crores. But for every entrepreneurial journey, for every innovator, you will have twists in the road. Lal path, or even this pharmaceutical industry, government has stepped in, patents have been waived off, medicines can be sold free of cost. So entrepreneurial journey, yes, it is very good, but how fast, how agile you are, and how well you adapt to these challenges which come across, you should always keep in mind. So let me share a story with the twist in this entire story as well. So this was our initial problem statement. I am sure by now you know what is this problem statement, what are the challenges, all these things. So this was how we used to stay in the slides. So a technical job where a technician has to sit and has to do this, and number of slides are limited. So this was the traditional problem statement which we wanted to address. So what we have done, we have created a device for this, and now everything happens automatically in that chamber, and stains happen automatically. We thought, great, very nice. We have done the best thing in the world, at least for our sake. This was how the initial thing, this was completely developed by Dr. Anin, again, the pathologist whom I have told about earlier. So this was our initial design. This is how it has started. And slowly we refined and we brought a box using the 3D printers available in the campus itself, and IoT devices, everything rosy good and beautiful results. Staining was happening very nicely and we could get very nice results. And finally, we have improved upon it, made it slightly appealing. And I think Dr. Ajit is sitting amongst you there. So we have pitched this device to him and they have also accepted. And even the government of Karnataka said that beautiful innovation, they have awarded, this is Dr. Anil, and they have awarded us certificates also, and even a gold certificate also has been in a separate innovation hub also, we got this certificate. So here comes the twist of the story. Was it everything nice? So when we took this device to demo, there was a splash of colors, all the stains have come out and everything has made a bad impression. Like it was not a device which was ready for the market. So your innovation, which was beautiful, everybody appreciated, but finally when we took it to the market, it didn't work there. So what is the role of the innovator now? Come back again to the drawing board, redesign it. So we know that it is leaking out. So we closed everything and we reorganized the device. Now again, obviously, I don't think Dr. Ajit will take this device again. So we will catch hold of another person. So this is the story. This is the cycle of entrepreneurship. This is the cycle of innovation. So do your innovation, taking care of yourself and solving the societal problems and doing good for your patients. So because this is the last session, I have not taken much of the time, and thank you for the opportunity, sir. And I'd like to thank the BLD management also for this opportunity. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Thank you, sir, for your presence here. We would like to see you physically in the next time. And
Sure.
thank you.
Definitely, I'll definitely make up for it. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir.
kind attention, please. So, post-lunch, the teams who have registered for your pitching, there are criteria that I would like to throw out. The judges will be rating you. Out of 20 for each criteria, we have major 5 criteria. Okay, so if you get time, please do involve these things and try to include this in your pitching, okay, when you present it. First is innovation and creativity. How innovative is your idea, or are you optimizing it, are you reducing the cost, how creative it is, easy to use, those kind of is your first criteria. And impact and relevance, is your product or solution relevant to the problem you are solving? That is your second criteria. Third is technical execution, or let's say non-technical execution also if it's from medic, and how feasible it is or scalable it is. Is your market huge? What is your addressable market? Can you do it in India, Asia Pac, or let's say export it? What is your exact plans for your sustainability? Long run, let's say 5 years or 10 years plans for it. And then your presentation skills are also included. How you present is the final 5th criteria. So you'll be graded out for 20 each. So total is 100. Depending upon that, juries will be deciding the winners, and they will be working with us going forward, right? So you do have some time during lunch and post lunch. Do include these things and prepare yourself for the pitching sessions. Thank you.
Sir, yesterday.
So, people who wants to come and give your team details, okay? And remaining can proceed for lunch, and we will meet at 3.
Hello everyone, a small notice here. Anyone who wanted to pitch in the afternoon session can please give your names here, and the rest of them can proceed to lunch and be right back by 3 o'clock. Attendance will be taken afterwards at the 3, after 5.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಬೇಕದನ್ನ